All right. So, hi, everyone. Good evening. We just wrapped up our monthly Getting Started training. It went a few minutes over. Thank you for your patience. I started a few minutes late. So, I'm going to start the next training for this evening, our multi-nation weekly training Zoom. My name is Claire Rosoli. I know that many of you were just on our Getting Started training and several of you just hopped on. So I have a feeling we have some new people here because our team is in massive momentum, and I know that many of us are growing our teams. And so I'll give you a quick couple minutes about myself, and then I'll jump into the training. So my name is Claire Rosoli. I'm an independent consultant. I'm a national vice president, executive national vice president with Arbonne. I am going on my 12th year in this amazing company. I'm based out of Los Angeles. I am a mom. I have a almost 13-year-old son. He'll be 13 this month. And I also have my hands in a traditional business. I am the owner of a modern Mexican concept called Pocha here in Los Angeles. That's something that I started a couple of years ago. Thank you, Arbonne, earnings.arbonne.com. It wasn't just the earnings that helped me start the business, but really gave me the guts. And Arbonne's really been entrepreneur school for me. I say that all the time. I've never owned a business prior to Arbonne in my life. I've always wanted to have my own thing. And Arbonne was what I chose to start out with because I was always too scared to do anything else. So it really gave me some tracks to run on and helped me develop myself personally in terms of mindset, and also did set me up financially because I worked my butt off. Okay, so I want to be really clear about that. If you are a hard worker, if you are motivated, if you have discipline, if you stop at nothing, if you show up for the trainings, if you do the work and you do the personal development and you do all the things that we talk about in Arbonne, there's huge potential here for you. So the training tonight, I really just want to, stick to the basics. What I love is that, things are really starting to open up. We've all had a rough couple of years. We all know that, right? We can't keep talking about, the last couple of years, because now let's look forward to the next couple of years. Things are opening up. We're starting to be able to get together in person. And so there's so much opportunity. I mean, I know that teams, you guys, were growing during the last 2 years. There are teams that were popping, right? So that's no excuse really for any of us. They just figured out ways to be resourceful and ways to get this information in front of people. We had a training this morning with Linda Huntington's team with Martha Yoder. She comes from the Amish community, and she is a regional vice president. And I loved hearing her story because she's just doing what we're all doing or supposed to be doing if you want to grow an Arbonne business. There was nothing, different about what she was doing. So what do we do in Arbonne? We're products of the product. We share the products, and we share the business. And the only way to do those things is to get the information and get the products in front of people. So I invite you to reboot your business if you feel like that's what you need to shake things up and take yourself and your business and your team to the next level. You guys, honestly, people follow the leader. And if you feel like your team is not growing or your numbers are not growing, yeah, exactly. Martha had way more obstacles than any of us. If you feel like your team isn't growing, it's really up to you. They're following you. They're following me. And I have to tell you, I mean, my business really slowed down a lot in the last couple of years because I shifted my focus. I can create excuses or, have all kinds of reasons for why that happened. But the truth is that I took my foot off the gas. And because I took my foot off the gas, my team followed suit. Sucks, but that's the truth. That's just is how it is. And last month, I decided to turn things around. I decided to change the trajectory. I decided to change the set of my sail. And I worked my business like I probably never have, like not even in the beginning. And I got to tell you, I personally created some I'm pretty proud of my results. I'm pretty proud of what I created. I sponsored 11 people personally last month. I've never done that. Not all of them were independent consultants. 4 or five, 4 or 5 were independent consultants. The rest were preferred clients. But you guys, honestly, I don't think I've ever done those numbers before. And I've been doing this for 11 years. So if you think that, you've run out of people to talk to, and you've only been doing this for a couple of years, trust me, I know what that feels like. I'm going on 11 years. If you think you ran out of people to talk to, talk to the people who've been doing this for a long, long time. We feel like we've run out of people to talk to, but there's always people to talk to. There's always conversations to revisit. There's one constant in this world, and that's change. And we're all going through it. Everybody, nobody's immune, nobody's exempt. Everybody's going through change, and you never know who's going to be open to learning about this. I had a lot of people say yes to me who have been hard-nosed for many years, because guess what? They're going through that constant. They're going through that change. So I want to encourage you guys to reboot your business. How can we do that? Here's some ideas. I don't want to call it a relaunch. I think the word launch really freaks people out. What if we all reached out to 2 people who we absolutely adore, who absolutely adore us, who would do anything for us, and ask them to grab a few friends and get them together? Get them together around the dining room table, around the kitchen table, around the coffee table, around a cafe table. I don't care what table. Let's get some people together and let's have some fun like we used to. I know several of you are on this call right now. We've been doing Arbonne for a while. We've had some really great times getting together and doing Arbonne together. If your speed is doing facial parties, do it. I remember the first time I did a facial party, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I was mortified. And honestly, I didn't get into this business to do parties. If I was introduced to Arbonne doing, during a party, I'm not sure I would have done Arbonne, but that's me. But guess how many consultants I have on my team who I met doing a facial party, who absolutely loved the experience, had the best time, experienced amazing results, and joined my team, because I had an opportunity to get the products on them and to share the products with them. Maybe you want to just do a healthy happy hour and do some samplings of our protein shakes. By the way, I am on almost month 2 of the 30 Days to Healthy Living, and I am down almost 20 pounds. I know it's not a weight loss thing, but let's face it, I had a little bit of inflammation going on, and it really helps with that. I was calling my nation Inflammation Nation. I don't know if you guys know that. Inflammation. I was like the most inflamed one though. So anyways, get these products in front of people. People are looking to feel better, get healthier, have more energy. And the most important thing, you guys, is when you guys get together and when we get these groups together, it's so important to keep it low key, low pressure, and have fun. Trust me, if you're like stressing out and you're not having fun, people can feel it and they're not having fun either. So you want to keep it fun. So I invite you to reach out to 2 people who you love, who love you, who would do anything for you, and ask them to book a date, 2 hours. I don't know if you know my rule, tail lights in 2. None of my events last more than 2 hours. Tail lights in 2 means for me that in 2 hours after this event, you will see my tail lights going down the street. Tail lights in 2. This needs to be a part-time gig. This needs to be weaved into the nooks and crannies of our crazy, busy, fruitful lives, right? We all have stuff going on. Everybody has stuff going on. If this turns into a 3-4 hour ordeal, trust me, anyone who's taking a look at this, who might be intrigued by your business, is going to be thinking to themselves, but I don't have time for this, right? You have to be set up and done within 2 hours. Tail lights in 2. That's your goal. Okay. So keep it light, keep it fun, share the information, share the products, share a little bit about the business, let people know what the opportunity is, and then wrap it up and have your order sheets with you, or be ready with your laptop to put orders in. Get people's information if they're not ready to place an order so you can follow up with them. Follow up is key. Oh my gosh, I think I followed up with someone that I had join as a preferred client last month, like 20 times. And I was always chill and just checking in and following up. And I would even joke around, like saying, like, as I texted them saying, I'm just being a good Arbonne consultant, just checking in, following up, seeing if you're ready. Is there any, we have some new products that just launched. Would you like me to recommend my favorites? Like, just follow up and always ask for permission to follow up again. You'd be surprised how many people say, stay on me. I'm so sorry. I've been overwhelmed. My plate is full. Oh my gosh. I better blah, blah, blah. Just keep following up and keep it light and keep it fun. Okay. So reach out to 2 people. This is your call to action tonight. Reach out to 2 people, ask them to get a few people together that they know that you probably don't know, or that you may not know, or that you may not know as well as them. The idea here is we want to tap into new networks. These people that we know that we're asking to grab some friends and get them together, and also we're going to hook them up with something fun. We're going to either, it's totally up to you what you want to hook them up with. You tend to give them a free product. You can also use the host perks if you'd like to, and they can shop at the 35% discount. It's up to you how you want to incentivize your host. But the key is here that they are going to be the window or the door to new people, because we're always looking to meet new people. And what better way to meet new people than to be connected through someone that you both mutually know, right? There's nothing more powerful than that kind of connection or that sort of referral. And the person that you're asking to host this for you, they love you. And hopefully they already love Arbonne products. You probably already turned them on to them too, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to meet people there. You're going to meet a couple preferred clients. You're going to meet people who are open to learning about the business. And then we're going to get them going. And then we're going to tap into that network and help them build their team. So it just goes on and on. It's just like the way Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook, right? He started in his dorm room with a few college friends. The whole idea of Facebook was to just connect people on the Harvard campus. And then friends shared it with friends who shared it with friends of friends and friends. And well, you know the story now. There's, millions and millions and millions of people on Facebook who just connected each other to this social network. But we're building a health and wellness shopping network. And it's the same idea. Friends telling friends who tell friends who tell friends. But we have to light the match. And once we finally get that, that match lit, it spreads like a wildfire. But most of us are there like trying to light the match, and the wind blows, and try to light the match, and the wind blows, and before you know, we just give up. We give up trying to light the match. So it's time to light the match. It's time to create the wildfire. It's time to bring that excitement and that frenzy back to Arbonne. And I know you guys, I can see you shaking your heads, because I remember that I know you remember what that was like. And it's up to us to bring that energy back. We can't be waiting for Arbonne to do something. We can't be waiting for Tyler to do something. We can't be waiting for home office to do something. It's up to us. It's up to us to create that promotion commotion. It's up to us to create that fire and that energy on our team. And what a better time than, we have our global training conference coming up. We need to be in momentum before we even get there. And then we're off to the races. So it's very simple what we need to do, guys. Just commit to booking 2 things on your calendar tonight. Call a couple people, ask them to get some people together, get 2 things on your calendar, and be very on point and on purpose at those gatherings so that you can book another 2 things on your calendar and get another new consultant off the ground and tap into that network and open those windows and those doors for that person. And let's get this energy back. Arbonne's fun, you guys. I forgot how fun Arbonne was. Last month, I gave it everything. And I have to say, it's the first time in years that I finished a month on empty. Like, I used up all the gas in my tank in March, and I had fun. And when you start seeing the results, it's gets even more fun. You start seeing the fruit of your labor, right? So it's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to us to get it going in our own businesses. Let's stick together. Hot coals stay hot. It's important that we stick together. It's important that we run together. It's important that we have that cadence and that we're running together, right? We're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. I always use the analogy of like, it's like I decide to go outside and like finally go for a run, and I'm just running down the street and I'm by myself, and I invite a neighbor out, and they come out and they start jogging with me, and we invite another neighbor out and they start coming and they start jogging with us. And before you know it, we're running in a pack. That's what we need to do. That's the kind of energy we need to create. We need to stick together. We need to build this together. We need to get the excitement back. And it starts with you and it starts with me. So let's get it done. The call to action is reach out to 2 people who you love, who love you, who would do anything for you, and get these products. If you want it to be skincare, if you want it to be nutrition, if you want it to be a combination of both, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Work with what you got. Don't get into what you don't have and what you can't do. It doesn't matter what you don't have and what you can't do. Focus on what you have and what you can do, and nothing else. Let nothing else in, and watch what happens.
That was great, Claire. Can I just make a couple of comments?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so one of the things you said was, try and get in front of people that you haven't been in front of before. And I think that's amazing. But I also think that we have so much that's new since we probably did an in-person anything. So if we take a look at some of our new fizz flavors, the coffee protein, the derm results, the sunline, there are lots of different things that are new. So even if you have somebody that hosted an event for you 2 years ago, by all means, get that person to have the same people in the room that were there a couple of years ago. It's totally fine if they have their sister, their neighbor, their best friend, and they've all been introduced to Arbonne before. We have a lot of new stuff. So I think that's really important. The other thing is, a lot of us, I know myself, during the last couple of years have eaten a lot of banana bread and all kinds of things. So there are a lot of people looking to clean up their eating habits and get on to, the 30 days for healthy living and stuff. And one thing I've noticed over my 15 years in Arbonne is that I felt the same way you did, Claire, that, if I had thought I was going to be going and doing facials or cooking, healthy meals for healthy happy hours, I probably would never have done this, right? But we know that in this business, we're rewarded for courage. We're rewarded for every time I've done something that I initially didn't want to do, the universe has blessed me in some way, shape, or form, right? Mm-hmm. So I always let people know, whether it's, it's raining out, I don't want to go to a networking meeting, or I'm not going to do a facial thing. Whenever I've gotten there, number one, I've had a great time. So I remember once, cursing Executive National Vice President Sheila Green so hard because she told me to go do a facial party, and I didn't want to do it. I bought all the stuff. I went and did it. It was so fun. Everyone loved it. And I called her on the way home and I was like, thank you for making me do that. It was great. Everyone had the best time and all that. So I think that we need to remember those things, that when we stretch, we're rewarded. We really are. And so I just wanted to mention those things.
I would like to add something to that. So on the training that I just did on, getting started, I talked about, the question that we need to ask, or that we need to ask is, does it duplicate? Not does it work? Does it duplicate? And the thing about these in-person parties, get-togethers, I don't care what you want to call them whatever you want that makes you feel better so you can sleep at night. It is what it is. It is what it is. What we do, it is what it is. But those events, they do duplicate. They are duplicable. And I got to tell you, every single person on this call, including myself, you are not too good for this. You are not too fabulous for this. None of us are too fabulous for the kinds of incomes that the top earners in Arbonne make, and they've all done it. They've all done it, and they're all doing it, and none of us are too good for it if you really want everything that Arbonne has to offer. Did I scare you? No. Okay. The game
Awesome.
though, the game is to have fun. Seriously,
Yes.
the game is to have fun. Have fun the entire time you're doing it and try not to get caught up in the suffering and the agony. I remember when I went nation and thinking to myself after all the suffering and agony, I actually thought like, was it that hard? Like, was it really that hard? And I realized that all the suffering and all the agony and all the torture, like that wasn't Arbonne. That was me. Like I created that. That was my response to, building a business, any business. You guys, I have pictures of myself mopping floors and plunging toilets at my restaurant. Every business has its crap. Every business, right? You were a realtor, right, Aldis? I'm sure you did stuff you hated doing. So
yeah, big time. And I do think that, at the end of the day, we are really just proud of ourselves when we do that. We get out of our comfort zone, that cliche, but it's so true. Whenever you do that, you're just like, okay, I did it. I lived. Like, we don't know anybody who's like, drop dead at an Arbonne presentation,
Nope.
doing it. So I think that sometimes if we go to the worst case scenario, it's never that bad, right? And at the end of it, we're proud of ourselves. And that's where the personal development comes into play. And I loved, Claire, what you said a few years ago to training, and I use it all the time, which is you have to be okay with sucking. And you talked a little bit about this in your getting started, where, listen, we're all just practicing. And people are very forgiving. I remember, my second presentation, my sponsor couldn't come to, and I had to fly solo. There's something came up, and that was that. And it was the best thing that happened to my business because I had to go it alone. And I had to figure it out. And I had my notes there. And I said, oh, I hope you don't mind. I've got my notes here. Do you think anyone in the room said, yes, we mind. Don't look at your notes? Mm-hmm. Of course not. They were like, that's totally fine. People are great. Like, we don't give them enough credit. We certainly don't give ourselves enough credit. So Mary Lou, I saw you were going to say something, right? You had unmuted?
No, I was just agreeing. It's inspirational, and I feel empowered with all the new ideas and Claire's enthusiasm and helping us realize it ain't that hard.
It's not. We create just the agony and the suffering and the torture. We do it to ourselves. We choose to respond that way to, the little bumps in the road that happen no matter what you're doing, no matter what business you're in, no matter what job you have. The road to the top is paved with all that stuff, no matter what. And I did want to add one more thing. Sorry. When you said, that you kind of reiterated that, I said, we're just practicing. If you guys have hopes, dreams of, being a speaker or a trainer or a presenter at, any of the global training stuff. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, be there. Okay. That's where the practice starts. The practice is in the living rooms. That's where you get good. You don't just end up on the stage in front of 18,000 people at the global training conference. This practice starts in people's living rooms, in your living room. That's where you hone your skills. That's right there. Did I just get lost here? Sorry.
Yeah. And for those who have no, aspirations to be on the stage and stuff, you can talk to one person. I've had people that are painfully shy and say, oh my gosh, I could never even get up in front of 4 people. Right. Mm-hmm. And I say, but you can sit at a kitchen table across from one, right? Mm-hmm. And they say, yes, it's just a conversation. It's just another person. And you're just telling the truth. We have amazing products and we have an incredible business that's potentially life-changing if someone grabs it by the horns. So it's really amazing, isn't it? You did a great job, Claire.
Thank you. And I was just typing in here, and the skills that you learn in your living room or just sharing it with one person, they transfer to building yourself professionally in any arena, in anything that you do in your life. The skills that we learn here, they transfer to wherever you go, whatever you decide to do in Arbonne, beyond Arbonne, in addition to Arbonne, the skills that we learn here, no one can take away from you, and you will build yourself professionally. You will take your life and yourself and your business or any other businesses that you want to create or grow. You will take it to the next level from what you learn here if you give yourself the chance to just grow and get better.
And last, we just want to have a round of applause for Claire at NASDAQ. Did you guys see her ringing the NASDAQ bell?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Like, so not only is she an executive national vice president with Arbonne, but she was down in New York, down at the NASDAQ. Did you ring the bell?
I was up there with the head of the Hispanic business unit of Pepsi to ring the bell with her and 4 other Latina entrepreneurs in the food and beverage industry. And they've made us like their spokespeople. And I don't know, it's really growing into a huge opportunity. They're really getting behind my brand. And I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm actually going to be on CNN Dinero on another interview on Thursday, and they've just been giving me all kinds of press opportunities. And Arbonne I've been training the last 11, almost 12 years for this. I realized that the moment that I'm at in my life, not just in Arbonne, just in my life and in my career, like I have been training in this Arbonne arena for everything that's been coming my way. And the growth that I have experienced here and that I've cultivated here in this business, nobody can take away from me. So it's pretty exciting. Yes.
Amazing. Awesome. You go.
Thanks, guys. Well, I'll be on Wednesday for the Discover Arbonne. Thank you, Altice, for just, holding my hand a little bit. I've been a little overwhelmed and having a hard time staying on top of everything, but I show up. I always show up. You can count on me.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Anybody with any questions or comments?
No, but just thank you. Thank you for tonight. This is great.
Excellent call.
Thank you.
Excellent call. Hey, baby. Excellent call. Really.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful night. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Invite.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks so much. We'll look forward to it.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys.